getting back to your question, I got offered this fight back in April. I was on vacation. I was in the mountains. I was just chilling. I accepted this fight 5 weeks notice. Signed a contract without even questioning it. Next thing you know, this guy backs out. A couple months later, same thing. Now we're finally here. I have a feeling that they're just looking over me. They don't really know what I'm capable of doing. There's a reason why I've been in the ring with 20 plus world champions. People outside the boxing ring, they don't know who I am, but everybody inside the boxing scene knows who I am and what I'm capable of. And he's 100% overlooking me mentioning Earl Spence's name. Come Saturday night, this guy's gonna find himself in waters that he can't quite swim in. I survive in environments where most people get destroyed. So Saturday night, someone better throw this man some water wings.
Whoa, Samson, what is his response to, sort of summarizing that he feels you guys are overlooking him and he's gonna take you and drown you into those deep waters? What's his response?
In Torah, books, when and the should all say, when the ring course at that.
He say that you have no sympathy for them. Don't put any excuse. I will knock you up anyway.
Cody says he'll knock you out anyway. What do you want to do to him on Saturday night on Showtime Championship Boxing?
All you got to do is see who's standing in the center of the ring from the time the bell rings and who's running around till the bell stops.
Now you're coming off of, you're supposed to fight Gabriel Maestre back in August, but you came down with COVID. The one thing, we see different fighters and athletes respond in different ways to responding and returning to action from dealing with that deadly disease. But how are you feeling physically heading into this fight on Saturday?
I'm feeling fantastic, healthy. I'm a world-class athlete. This is the level I'm supposed to be on. There's a reason why people can't keep up with me in the ring. There's a reason why they can't keep up with my punch count is because I am just a machine. And I have a feeling that this Kudrotello on Saturday night is going to find out that maybe it's not a human in front of him, it's a machine, because this dude's just not stopping.
Do you think that he is ranked number one right now in the IBF rankings? He's the contender, the number one contender. He has been that way for over 2 years to Errol Spence's IBF welterweight crown. Do you think a win for you puts you in that conversation into that top 5 ranking where you can clamor for a world title shot?
100%. I've been waiting for this opportunity. This is where I belong. This is where I live. This is where I thrive. I feel at home right now. So a win over Kudrotello puts me exactly where I already know I am. I already am a world champion in my head. The world just doesn't know it yet.
It's an honor to fight with my idol, sir, in the ring. I'm so excited too.
In your last fight, you were victorious over former world champion Emmanuel Rodriguez by split decision. What did you learn in that fight that you feel will benefit you against Donaire on Saturday?
Like, when I look at my last fight, I need to improve my head movement and I need to throw some more punches.
All right, Ray Martz, Gaballo, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get back to him, but now I want to bring up a man who has been there, done that many times over again. A 4-division world champion. He was the 2012 Fighter of the Year, involved in the 2019 Fight of the Year against Naoya Inoue. Coming up or back on May 29th, knocked out Nordine Obali to become the oldest bantamweight champion in history. Ladies and gentlemen, from Bohol, Philippines, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, it gives me with great honor and pleasure to welcome the WBC bantamweight champion of the world, the Filipino Flash, Nonito Donaire.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nonito, with everything that you've accomplished in your career, why do you decide to continue to fight at this high level? What motivates the Filipino Flash at 39 years of age?
I think for me, after the Inoue fight, I was brought about
a purpose. After becoming Fighter of the Year, I was going up and down, kind of floating in fights. But after that fight, I felt that I can do this. And I think the purpose in me, and this is why I came in really strong with Ubali and very confident today, is because I have a purpose. And that purpose is becoming undisputed champion of the world.
So with that being said, you are taking on a fellow Filipino in Raymart Gaballo. You haven't fought a fellow Filipino since we have to go back November 2nd, 2002. Nearly 20 years. You fought Mark Sales. What does it mean for you to be stepping inside the ring against somebody who's 14 years younger than you, but he's 24-0, 20 knockouts, he's very hungry, he's got a big power shot, and he's looking to go ahead and sort of dethrone his idol?
Well, for me, I'm actually, first and foremost, I'm proud that there's another Filipino, like the Mexican have done throughout the years, where they're fighting in this level. And for me, I'm actually proud that there is another Filipino at this type of level, in this type of stage, to be sharing this ring with me. And I'm proud of that. I know that Raymart is very hungry. He has a big dream. Like everybody coming from the Philippines, we have a dream. He has a dream, and I know that he will be at his best, and this is why I'm prepared at my best as well.
Raymart, in a recent interview, you said in preparation for Nonito Donaire that you have to look out for that vicious left hook. We've seen him put away many fighters with that left hook. In training camp, how have you been preparing to deal with that vaunted left hook that Nonito Donaire uses?
Every time we train in the gym, we always they always throwing me like same punches with my the hook of Nonito, but I told that that's not the only one need to be like what you call this? Oh no, like kanang dagan ay kanang di lang bantayan ba?
He's saying that not just the left hook.
The respect they have with each other. Nonito Donaire's translating for his opponent. I've never seen anything like that in my life. Go ahead, continue with the translation. I just find it amusing.
He's saying that it's not just the left hook that he needs to look out for. I also have other arsenals that are that to look out for as well, not just the left hook.
Unbelievable. He's trash talking himself. Nonetheless, my final few questions for Raymart. You are 14 years younger than Nonito Donaire. Is it advantageous for you to push the pace knowing that he is 39 years of age? Does a faster pace, more high action, high volume favor you?
No, I treated. I know, like even though the age is not, it's just like a number. But I know that his movement is still there, same as before.
Now, Nonito, you've been in there with every style under the sun, but he does have 20 knockouts of his 24 victories. Do you think that your experience is going to play a factor in the fight, and how do you plan on combating the power that he has?
Well, I've faced a lot of guys like Inoue, Darchinyan, and even Walters, all these powerful guys, and the thing about being experienced is we have no fear of it. And so therefore we're mainly focused on our strategy and the variety of style that comes forward in my head that I can take advantage of his style. Ultimately, just 100% ready. We build on mental fortitude so that whatever the case happens, we're always going to push through adversity and be ready, because I believe that we are only as strong as our mind can be. And so I know that I'm 100% because my mind is to the roof or to the moon.
I love it. Raymart, my final question to you. What would a win over Nonito Donaire, when Jimmy Lennon Jr. were to say, and the new WBC Bantamweight Champion of the world, mean to you on Saturday night? What would that moment mean to you to become the new world champion as if you were to defeat Nonito Donaire?
feeling kung i-announce sila
Nonito just doing it all, I swear. Unbelievable.
kung
Like I'm so very happy, but because of my like for my like dugay rin ako na pangandoy makuha na ko.
He's saying that it's you know it gives him great pleasure and happiness because it's what he's been looking for all his life, to be announced as a world champion.
Nonito, you've been very vocal about the respect between the two. How much does it mean for you to sort of be sharing the ring with the guy who looked up to you, and the fact that you don't have to trash talk, you're translating for him, for crying out loud. So, and he's giving his predictions, but what does this mean for you as you sort of are on the latter stages of your career?
You know, I'm just here and enjoying that moment of whatever I have in this career. I mean, I wake up in the morning and I'm excited. Every day I'm excited. I'm in the gym. I feel like I'm 21 and I feel like I can do this for another 10 years.
Another 10 years? Wait a minute, you're going to fight till you're 50?
Yeah, why not? Why not? You know,
where's
guys,
Rachel at? Is Rachel okay with that to fight it?
Well, it
till
depends
50?
on the queen, right? Depends on the queen where my life stands. You know, I'm just each day I take it, each fight I take it, and I'm just grateful for every moment of it. You know, and I love the fact that, and I want to bring it all out there, that this is a gentleman's sport. You know, I believe that it gives a lot of credibility of a fighter when he can speak to somebody with respect, with sportsmanship. You know, and that's what I bring out there is to inspire people that it's not about being on top and talking crap about other people. So yes, there's things like that, and that's okay. It's part of the game. But I believe that a greater man is when he can look into his opponent's eyes and shake hand with them and go for the kill when they're in the ring. You know, at the end of it all, it's a sport, it's a game, it's a career. You know, and again, everybody's different. They have their own perspective. For me, my perspective is I love the sport of boxing. It's what given me everything that I have, and I'm going to represent it to the best of my ability with respect, with honor, and integrity.
You talked about unification. Assuming all goes well and you're victorious over Mark Gaballo on Saturday on Showtime Championship Boxing at Dignity Health Sports Park.
And still, you say new for him, so you got to say
okay,
and
so
still.
assuming that Jimmy Lennon says, and still, you know, the WBC Bantamweight Champion of the world, as you look at unification when it comes to Naoya Inoue, I was in Japan. That was an amazing fight. Or also a man who you talked about respect. There's been some trash talk with, you know, on the side of John Riel Casimero. He holds the WBO Bantamweight Championship. Where do you lean towards? Is that next for you, assuming that all goes according to plan and Jimmy Lennon says, and still WBC Bantamweight Champion of the world?
The very key, and I will always say this, the guy that I truly trust in this game is Richard Schaefer, and I'm always going to leave it up to him.
So it's up to Richard Schaefer and your promotional team to go ahead and dictate as to what's next for Nonito Donaire.
But I'm going to go after all of them.
Okay, so in a way, in order, Donaire, or not Donaire, but Inoue or, you know, Casimero, who would you want?
Well, they both have the belt that I'm looking for. But again, whatever's easier, and I'm going to leave it up to Richard because Richard knows how to make fights.
All right, now we're going to open it up to questions from the media. If you have questions for the fighters up here, by all means, raise your hand and ask them questions.
Hi, this question is for Nonito. Miguel Maravilla from Fight News. Nonito, you fought numerous times at Carson, StubHub Center, Home Depot Center. Now it's the Dignity Health Sports Park. There's been lots of memorable fights. Now you're fighting a fellow Filipino. Why is this fight going to be memorable and the same way as, you know, some of the memorable fights that
I think
StubHub
that
has hosted?
for me, it just shows where my experience and the level of my performance is going to be on this fight. But mainly, I am really proud that there are two Filipinos fighting, you know, in this stage. So yeah, ultimately, that's my case. Why it's memorable for me. But the performance that I intend to showcase on Saturday is also going to be noteworthy.
Okay. I can talk too much, like, but I will do my best in the ring. Sige, what's? Sa to. Buhaton rin ako tanan akong ginabuhat sa training para gwapo akong performance sa dula.
He said that he will do everything that they have done during training in preparation for this fight.
Prediction.
Kuan, nindot na dula, nindot niya yung dula among mapakita sa tanan din. Ningkamot nga madakulaw kuan ning dula.
He is predicting that it will be a very good fight, and he will do the best he can to win this fight.
Well, I love the respect being shown by Raymart Gaballo. Nonito Donaire, the oldest bantamweight champion in history, the reigning WBC bantamweight champion of the world. How do you see your fight playing out against Raymart Gaballo?
Raymart is a really good fighter, but we were very, very confident. And the only thing that I have in my head, because I got bigger fish to fry, bigger fish to fish, to go after, and I'm like he said, he'll do his best. I'll do my best, but in my confidence, victory is the only thing. I'm burning all the ships. There is no going back without victory.
Nonito Donaire, ladies and gentlemen, all 6 fighters a part of our Showtime triple header this upcoming Saturday night. Give them a round of applause as we come your way from Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. Before we go live, we'll have the replay of Gervonta Davis.
Right down here for showtime? Great.
Wait, in the back, guys, in the back. This up, nice and strong. Thank you. Yeah.
And then right here for showtime. Thank you.
Last time, all right. Thank you, fellas.